XXX Copesan said, hey Craig and chat, what was the pitch to Iriola to become Liverpool head coach? Because I don't think it was this. It's all bad. Do you know there's one common theme, mate? Every time we get a manager, from Jurgen all the way up to now, one common theme comes out every time we get a manager. And that theme is that these managers are used to punching above their weight. That these managers have gone up against the might of bigger clubs in their previous jobs and found a way to compete and succeed. So that's the MO here. Get in somebody who, with the bare minimum, can try and make magic. And nobody's copped this. I've called it out over the years. It's every single time we bring in a coach. Why do we hire Slaw? Because he's gone up against the likes of Ajax over there in the Netherlands with a smaller budget with Feyenoord and been able to compete. Why do we bring in Iriola? Because look what he did with Bournemouth. Look what he did with Rayo Vallecano. Clubs with small budgets, and he made them compete. And we're again all supposed to believe that kids can come up and Iriola can wave a magic wand and all of a sudden everything's going to be better. It isn't. Don't buy into it. Don't be fooled by it. It's all bollocks. Iriola's a great coach, but he needs to be backed and he needs to be given the tools to do his job. Or what's the point? Because I don't want to see Liverpool knocked out of the Champions League again by PSG, embarrassed again. I don't want to see us put out a pathetically weak team in the League Cup to try and get points in the league a few days later. I want to see Liverpool compete. And again, we keep talking about our starting 11, and our starting 11 is pretty damn good. But we just don't have the squad depth. We just don't. And there's no way to dress it up and pretend that we do. We don't. And again, 11 players who are out of contract in a year. And the only options there are extend and overpay, let go for free, or sell now. And I'm an advocate for selling now, because selling now at least brings in money that you can go and spend. But the fear is, are they going to bring in the money and do nothing with it? Because what have they done with the wages they've saved from Salah? What have they done with Robbo's wages? What have they done with Canade's wages? Now, I know Dominic Szoboszlai got a new deal, but that was a well-earned deal regardless and should have been done before Gravenberch, before Gakpo. So how are we supposed to think that this club actually cares? Shocking, lads. It's shocking. We just want owners to have the hunger to win. Exactly. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants the club to be in a perilous financial position. Nobody. Like, the oversimplification of some people's points when they try to run us down for wanting the club to have ambition, I don't understand it. Why is ambition a dirty word? Whether you like it or not, football these days involves huge sums of money. And if Liverpool's owners aren't willing to take part in that, then step aside and let somebody else do it. But while you're custodians of this football club, you have a duty of care to do everything to make it successful. And they're not. They're only doing things that adds bottom line value. That's it. Bradley said, if we don't reinforce at the back, top four at best. If we don't reinforce at the back, we'll have what we had last season. We're going to have to take people out of their positions, shoehorn them into another position, and then that will have a knock-on impact on the rest of the team, as we seen last season. And we were told, categorically promised, that there wasn't going to be another right-back situation this year. And look at what's happened in pre-season. Look at what's happened so far there. Gomez, 7 minutes. 7 minutes of pre-season action. Not even full intensity, high-pelt football, and he's already injured. Leone hasn't kicked the ball yet because he's not ready yet. Xhaka hasn't kicked the ball yet because he's not ready yet. And Virgil's 35. It defies logic to expect those guys to be able to compete at the levels required all season. Even putting aside what you think of me, think about it. How could a centre-back that hasn't kicked the ball in the Premier League, that has had a year out with an ACL, be expected to come in and be at the level required? Let alone the fact he's still a young centre-back learning his trade. So he should be, for the future, eased in gradually. Then you've got Xhaka, who hasn't kicked the ball yet in pre-season. But I'll give you Xhaka. I'll give you him and Virgil. That's it, though. That's it. After that, we're screwed. Because Joe won't stay fit. No, but why do we have to pretend that he will? Logic tells you, history tells you, he won't. And it's nothing against Joe. No football player wants to be injured, and it must be awfully difficult for players when they are. But I also, as a fan, don't have to pretend that the players who've been injured historically are all of a sudden not going to be injured. Frimpong, after everything, all the stuff, already feeling something. Now, it might not be an injury, it might be an overload, but it still shows us problems are there. You've seen the second half against Leeds. You don't need me to tell you how shambolic that was. Same goal scored twice, basically, from a throw-in. Curtis Jones not putting in tackles. Nobody switching on at the back. Elliott, and I love him, has to go. Jones has to go. Costas has to go. Gomez has to go. Ramsey has to go. If we're being honest about it, none of them should be staying. None of them. And I say that with a heavy heart because I love Harvey Elliott. But he's not adding anything. And he's not giving the manager any reason to think keeping him around is the right option. If we're being honest with ourselves, let's just be honest. Because they wouldn't get into other teams. So why are we expected to just take them when the club have already tried to get rid of most of these guys? The club were happy to get rid of Gomez, except they ran out of time in the window. The club tried to get rid of Costas, but Roma didn't even want to buy him, so we have him. The club tried to flog Elliott, and guess what? The club that has to make every penny count had a £35 million shit-to-bed experience. You didn't do that. I didn't do that. The geniuses, the data-led, top in their industry did that. Imagine doing that. Imagine sending a player on loan and knowing you're only getting the money if he plays 10 games, and then all of a sudden really quickly becoming clear that the manager at the other team doesn't want them. It's a piss take. G2K7 said, we as fans ain't ready for another throwaway season. Exactly that, bro. Exactly that. You spend your hard-earned money, whether it's on your Sky subscriptions, whether it's on your BT, whether it's on your Amazon, whether it's on season tickets, whether it's on auto cup schemes, whether you go to one game a year, or whether you buy your family and your loved ones a jersey or a top or whatever it is. You're emotionally invested every single year. And they play on that. They use that against you. They're happy to draw your money down. They're happy to talk about Liverpool's legacy and all the great things that makes this club special when it puts money in their pockets. But when it comes time to doing the things that actually make you a top club, what are they doing? Absolutely nothing. Nowhere to be seen. Didn't give a shit when Robbo and Salah was leaving. Were nowhere to be seen on the last day of the season. Nowhere. FSG don't care about this club. They don't care about success. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about anything except money. And any pretense of the opposite is false.